And that is one of the quotes from Hafiz. I wish I could show you when you are lonely or in darkness, the astonishing light of your own being. This is going to be the message of my entire presentation, because the light of the divine shines in you. It shines in every single person. And it has been, I can't say it's been the easiest learning for me, but as this begins to unfold, then my entire reality has started to change. And literally, this is what everything becomes. You've got you, this little person on the edge of the actual precipice, as God, but everything else is God too. Now, I had the privilege of being part of a near-death experience group in the late 2000s. I hadn't had a near-death experience before, but this was a consistent message that they came back with. And I was like, yeah, whatever. But now it's becoming so much of a reality, despite all the challenges, all the limiting beliefs that exist. When you realize something like this, everything becomes a game. There's an internal conflict created between what I had to be and what I was. So anything that came forward, like anger, for example, had to be challenged. Anger, I saw as darkness. Being good, I saw as light, whereas actually it was distortion. And these parts exist in all of us. This conflict exists in all of us at many different levels. And one of my feelings is the reason why we can't create the things we want is that there are aspects of us that are in conflict around that very thing that we are trying to create, including healing. So I put the word maybe because I'm not trying to tell you what's right and what's wrong for you. That's my theme throughout the entire presentation. You have to figure it out yourself. As God incarnate, you have the ability to figure all of this out, including healing your own diseases, healing your own mental diseases, all of that. People are around you to support you. But my whole thing here is to really boost your power and your belief in yourself as the divinity that you are. And so what I say is, in these kinds of conflicts, maybe it's not so wise to choose a side, dark versus light, because often in the darkness, we have hidden the things that we're trying to hide from. And maybe a better way of healing is to let go of the judgment of aspects of us to be able to be whole. So fast forward again, 30 years later, I'm way away from skinheads. And one day I'm going into an interview in a meeting room, and there's this gentleman who's sitting down, and he stands up, and he's 6'7" tall. You can see he has a shaved head. My instant reaction was absolute terror. He's holding out his hand to shake mine. My mind has gone completely to, this is a skinhead and he's going to attack me. I then gripped the chair and was ready to hit him with the chair. It was the only weapon I could find. Luckily, I came to my senses and I didn't hit him. But it's an example of how trauma really affects us, how our thinking affects us. And it is a key message. If we don't really analyze our thinking, then we will believe it. And quite often what we think isn't correct. This man actually turned out to be my friend. I asked him to take this picture, and I said specifically to him, make the most aggressive face you can make for me for this picture, because I'm going to use it in a talk someday. And here it is. He's actually one of the kindest people I know, but his natural countenance is one of sheer aggression. He can't stop it. It's just the way he looks. So the rational mind will basically think of it this way. Around us at this moment, around you, wherever you are, there's multiple things that are going on, not just in your body. There's senses, movements, digestion. There's things going on around you in your environment. There's psychic activity that's going on in your environment. There's so much, and you have to be able to sort it in some way. That way is your beliefs, your identity, And so your mind will filter out anything that doesn't match your reality. Again, something to think about here. So that's why beliefs become so important. The beliefs you hold about who you are especially important. And above that, your spiritual beliefs. If you come from the viewpoint, let's say, of original sin, that is a fine way of inhibiting you as an individual and your expression. And I don't mean to offend anybody, but it is a truth that I see. So the mind will delete, distort, and generalize to fit information that it thinks is permanent into your reality to conform with your beliefs. Everything we do, everything is trying to get to God.